Good morning and welcome to Central News. It is the show Current Review. My name is Angel Tekisa, and today we do have a special edition. We will be joined by the SA Community Radio Awards event manager, and his name is Motseki Mabuya. So today's focus is obviously on the South African Community Radio Awards. We'll be honoring the heartbeat of local broadcasting. Just to welcome him, Mr. Motseki Mabuya. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, May. I'm good. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Motseki Mabuya is the founder of the Dumelo Media and the visionary behind the Community Radio Awards. Mr. Motseki Mabuya, before we get into context, can you give us a bit of what motivated you to start the South African Community Radio Awards?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. I think there's a need for the country to have. There's a need for that. That's one. But secondly, I think it's essential about the work that the sector has been putting across the country 30 years down the line into democracy. They deserve to be honored. They deserve to be celebrated. And I think the work of community radio speaks for itself. The producing of the biggest name in the industry in South Africa, the biggest broadcasters that you can think of in the country, most of them have had a fair share of being either at a community radio or at a campus radio station. And therefore, that talks to the work that the sector has been able to do and being able to be a producer of stars. And why not? Let's celebrate talent. Let's celebrate the work.
Right. So the Community Radio Awards, when did this initiative start?
Well, it's an inaugural event. So essentially this is going to be the first year. So it's fresh as 2025. Yeah.
Good. I believe most of our local radio broadcasters are looking forward to this. And in terms of the nomination, what segments do we have, and who will be included in the segments of the awards?
Well, because it's inaugural, we have taken the traditional radio awards categories. So that's the standard that we are taking, obviously, because it's inaugural. We have added the special recognition. We've also put in the Hall of Fame. So I think those are just more of the personal interesting categories for me, given what they stand for and what we seek them to achieve. So in terms of categories, we are doing the standard community or rather radio awards standard categories, yeah.
All right. So in terms of the judging as well as selection process, how does one know what criteria to meet in order to get these accolades? Who is on the panel and what are they looking for in terms of selecting the winners?
So the criteria, it's basic once again. So what a potential winner of the Community Radio Awards is essentially looking out for, or what to do would be, first and foremost, we are asking them to put together a talent profile. So if you're a newsreader, if you are a producer, if you're a content producer, or you're an on-air talent, you put together your profile first. Second to that, you put together the profile of the show that you are doing. And thirdly, you put together the audio, which has to be about 6 minutes at most, because we believe with a 6 minute would be enough and fair enough to cover the sound, the audio that we are looking for. So the judges would be looking into those three components: the talent profile, the show profile, as well as the audio that would have been submitted.
So in terms of submissions, when are the submissions due? Are they already open? How can they upload or rather send their demos?
Well, the the closing date was on the 28th of February. That was the initial date. But given the growth and interest from the sector, we have been indulged with calls and really emails that are saying, can we have extra 2 days? We're not aware. We had technical issues. We want to submit more in terms of categories. And then we concluded with the team that, okay, let's give them the next 2 weeks. Obviously, the decision was taken this week on Monday. So we've extended with the remaining weeks or remaining days of this month of March. On the 28th, which is next week Friday, if my memory really gives me the days properly, we will be closing the entries date. So the closing date will be the 28th midnight. So for those through your platform that will be seeing this for the first time, or they are hearing this for the first time, you still have the remaining days of March to work out, in particular the audio. I think that's what really makes them to panic a bit. I mean, other people are saying, because we don't have a specific time frame that you're looking for you, and others are saying, great, I've got the next remaining shows that I want to pull and just do killer shows so that I can use that material to submit for the awards. So they still have the next remaining days of March to do that.
All right. So in terms of, like you did say, most of the contenders did ask you to shift the date in order to accommodate them and submitting their demographics. I want us to go through the challenges that you had to face as an organizer in terms of organizing that, also noting the fact that you did move, and you can give us an overview of what caused you to shift the dates as well of the award ceremony.
Well, I've already indicated the reason why we moved the dates is that there's an interest now. Rather, there's more interest, and there's really nothing for us to close the door for them. These awards are about them. They're about the sector. So we heeded the call, one. But secondly, there aren't any challenges that we have been encountering. We are happy with the progress up to so far. What is obviously of great interest for us, it is the growing interest into this project. So we are happy, at least by far. So we are looking forward to, I think the biggest date would be that of announcing the nominees and also announcing our sponsors and partners as well. That's the biggest date that we are looking forward to. But the work continues to happen behind closed doors. Yeah.
Right. So for those who do not know, because there is a difference in terms of broadcasting, there's commercial radio and as well as public broadcasting. Can you give us an overview of what the difference is between these two and the impact as well as engagement, how it differs between commercial and public radio?
Well, look, PBS is a public broadcaster. So that's your SABC. And then commercial would be your private owned entities. And I think that's really the difference. The difference is essentially the ownership. And yeah, that's what it is. PBS, it's a public broadcaster. In our case, in South Africa, that's the SABC. And then commercial would be in terms of ownership. There's quite a number of companies that are owning their platforms. I mean, Prime Media, for one, is responsible for your 947, and then you've got MSG responsible for Power FM and Capricorn FM in Limpopo. I think Arena also, Arena Holdings, they are responsible for another commercial radio in Mpumalanga. So essentially, that's the difference between PBS and commercial. Yeah.
So just to take you back in terms of the categories that we have, can you give it? Oh, okay, you did tell us we do have segments for best news readers, best talk show host, and community radio of the year, which I believe could be the most important one out of every category that we have, the one that most people are looking forward to. In terms of how to choose the categories, which procedure did you undergo, and how did you select which each and every one of these categories?
So like I had said earlier on, these are basic categories. If you were to put up a community radio awards, if you were to put radio awards, in fact. So anyone else who's going to wake up today and say, I want to put up the radio awards, these are the categories that you would most likely to take because they are basic. So there isn't really much work that we've put on. So yeah.
All right. So before we close it off, you did say that it's something that's going to be ongoing, and the awards are going to be ongoing each and every year. This year, it's the first South African Community Radio Awards. What are we supposed to be looking forward to as the viewers, as well as listeners of radio?
Well, I think it's really about looking forward to witnessing your favorite presenters being celebrated, being honored, but also for perhaps for the talent itself. It's going to be a great evening for them to rub shoulders with their colleagues, but also to be in the same space, in the same room, to breathe the same air with their idols, because that's what we're going to be doing. We are pulling together their idols to join them during the awards. So that's what one they need to look out for. But if you're a listener of radio, in particular community, we're looking forward to you taking part in supporting these awards, obviously in the form of voting for your best community radio award category, but also taking part in voting for your community radio personality of the year, because those are categories that we would allow listeners to participate through voting. But that and others would be shared and announced when we announce our nominees on the 28th of April. Yeah.
So for those who are currently watching and did not know about this initiative, where can they find you on social media platforms in order to engage as well as join and drop their demographics for the submissions?
Well, we are available on Facebook. It's National Community Radio Awards. They can also visit our website. It's www.buitumelomedia.co.za, www.buitumelomedia.co.za, but also they can send us an email. It's it's awards@buitumelomedia.co.za, awards@buitumelomedia.co.za. And they will also use another email, is awards@communityradioawards.co.za, awards@communityradioawards.co.za.
Yeah. Well, just to commend you there a bit, thank you so much. I believe this is a big opportunity for all local radio broadcasters, for everyone who is aspiring. I believe it can motivate a lot of us who are looking to be into radio but are afraid. I think this is a great initiative done by Boitumelo Media. So now just to dive into Boitumelo Media. What are the plans for Boitumelo Media in the year 2025?
Well, thank you for the compliment. We take those kind words. We are doing this thing because we love it, and we're also extending our invitation to those that are in radio using the platform of online. So if you look at our categories, there's also categories for online radio as well. So we're talking to community, campus, and online radio as well. So yeah, Boitumelo Media, this is our property, Community Radio Awards. It's the property for Boitumelo Media. That's one. But secondly, Boitumelo Media is an accredited training service provider. We are accredited with QTCO. We do provide training for aspiring journalists and radio broadcasters as well. So that's what we do. So yeah, if you're looking for an offer to be given in terms of training is concerned, you can always holler. Boitumelo Media, we are there for you. If you are running a radio station and you want to capacitate your team in as far as radio broadcasting is concerned and journalism is concerned, that's our space, that's our work. And also, one thing that excites us the most is that we're not only putting together the awards. It's not only about the claims and clamor of the night. Beyond the awards themselves, there will be a legacy project of the awards, and that would be the launch of the Broadcasting School of Excellence that would be launched on 9 provinces of South Africa post the awards. And of course, we will launch them province to province in ensuring that the skills and training, capacity building, empowerment, mentorship, and really getting the sector right and really honing the skills and talent of those who love radio. That's what the legacy of the awards will be giving birth to, what we call the Community Radio Broadcasting School of Excellence. Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm very happy. I am beyond happy. I'm very excited that it will be expanding to different provinces as well. Once again, thank you so much. I think, oh, I can't stop to say thank you. But all the best in terms of the radio awards. We all will be looking forward to that. Can you quickly just remind us the social media handles before we let you go?
Well, thank you very much again. So you can browse the website www.boitumelomedia.co.za. On Facebook, it's National Community Radio. That's where we are. Sorry. So we are calling everyone else who's a lover of radio, who's a talent, who is in the community radio, who's an online radio as well as campus radio, to take this opportunity. You've got the remaining days of March to submit your entry. We want to celebrate you. We want to honor you. You matter as talented community radio. So it's about really putting the spotlight on talent, and that's what we want to echo every day. The Community Radio Awards are about really putting the spotlight on talent. So yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Any last words are coming from your side before we let you go?
So I really want to encourage those who are in radio to really take their craft very serious, and to really love what they do. I know that with community radio, there's lack of support half the time, one, but two, there's lack of resources for you to do and execute your work, to the T. But also, there is also a lack of support generally in as far as advertising is concerned, so that the sector may be able to grow better. But those 3 things that I've raised, they should not be a reason why you should not better your craft. It's up on you as an individual to better your craft, because at the end of the day, this is your career. It's you who knows how far you want to grow in the industry. So those challenges that you are dealing with on a day-to-day basis at your radio station, oh man, listen, all of us have been there before. We know your frustrations, and we can only encourage you and advise you that, listen, you're not the only one, and it's not a special case about you that, oh no, they're not supporting us at our radio station, and therefore I can't. No. Most of us who've been there, we have had to experience the same thing, but we had to put the focus. We had to be determined. We had to be committed. We knew what was our end goal, and you should do the same thing as well. The biggest thing that you have, it's that platform. Respect it. It will definitely, if you respect it, pay you immensely with great opportunities that it comes with. And then it's up to you on what you do with opportunities that radio really offers to you. So I want to wish everyone well. From Boitumelo Media, we love you guys. And that is why we do what we do for you. It's because we believe in you, and we wish them all the best. We are looking forward to have their entries, those who have not submitted as yet, and everyone else who has submitted as an individual, stations that have submitted. We also want to really take this opportunity through your platform to thank them as well.
All right, very kind words coming from your side. Eyes on the prize. There's a lot of hurdles, and just focus on the direction and the route that you're taking. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Mabuya. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Really appreciate the time as well, ma'am. Thank you very much.
There you heard it. You should be on the lookout for the Community Radio Awards upcoming. And as you did hear, submissions will be closed by the end of this month. And there you have it from Current Review. My name is Angel Tekisa. And today we wrap it up. See you next time, next week, same time.